Welcome to Open Caller. I am Corey. He is Vishal. Have you watched any of the hockey that's been on lately?
No.
The relaunch? No.
Not even
I gave it a chance.
the old college try.
The old college try, and while it's different, it's the same. I find
Well, I feel like the fan portion of TV hockey isn't I don't know, like it's watching it on TV. I think the fan portion of all the sports is such a non-issue,
right.
like
And the
go ahead.
funneling of the fake crowd noise is what I guess makes it the same. Otherwise, it's just because I was saying when I watched a little bit of it, to me, it's like watching like the round robin of the Olympics. Like,
Yeah.
there's nobody there.
Exactly. Like
I should specify round robin of the Olympics. That's not
the
Canada or the US.
Kazakhstan versus like Urkistan.
Yeah,
Round robin
Italy
game.
and Germany.
Yeah.
Group D action, game one.
I've been watching a lot of the basketball games, or trying to when I can, when they're not like 2 p.m. games. And I noticed like because they've slowly been adding more and more things. Like the first couple of games I watched, there was not a lot of additional noise, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you heard every squeak of every sneaker, when they like change direction or anything like that. But now, and like they would have so on the screens and stuff on the sides, they would just show like, go Raps go, or the Raptors logo, something like that. Now they're like showing fans, there's stuff like if someone's shooting a free throw, they have a screen on the other side of the backboard with like video of people like waving their waving like distraction stuff. Only if they're the away team. If it's the home team, it's or home team, yeah. Then it's just like people cheering and stuff like that. But I found that like they're funneling in a bit more crowd noise, and so the squeaks are just a little less noticeable. But yeah, I've had no issues like watching it without the fans. It's been fine. It's been more focused on the actual sport, which is good.
I think we talked about this, maybe not on. I think it was a few episodes ago, but I threw it on. It was I think Philly and Tampa game, and there was like the winner's number one seed in the East, and it was Mike Milbury. They asked him like motivation or whatever, and him's like, well, then you want the number one seed, you want that home ice advantage. I'm like, they're in Toronto.
Yeah.
There's no fans. Like, who the hell cares? Again,
exactly.
Outside of the last change and shorter changes in the first and third period, what is there for home ice advantage?
Exactly.
In a bubble.
And it's the same with the basketball. People are like, oh, Orlando's got home court advantage. I'm like, but they're not even playing in their home court. They're playing in their city, but the fans are the advantage, I guess.
Yeah.
But if there's no fans, then especially in basketball, it's not like it matters. It's not like there's a special advantage for if you're the home team, like in hockey where there's last change and stuff like that. And that's even something that I think we talked about early on with the comeback of sports, was like, oh, what are they going to do for random advantages in basketball? Like, home team gets an extra coach's challenge or something like that. And they went with none of that. They just said, you're the home team. There are like a couple of things there are a couple things, I guess, where like, I guess the announcer, like the on court announcers or the in arena announcers, when they're, whoever the home team is, when they're saying, that team scores, they do it with a bit more enthusiasm. And when it's the away team, they'll just be like, and so gets the bucket. And it's like, I mean, okay, I guess if that motivates you, if you have, something like that, then cool, but like
Yeah,
that's the
in
that's the
the
only
hockey
appeal of
bubbles,
it.
they're playing the goal horn regardless.
Yeah, it's
So goal horn, goal song. So again, there's no advantage at all.
yeah, it's like both teams are. Well, I mean, they're playing on the same field,
Level playing field.
level playing field, level playing ice.
Level 1 playing field. Which segue to our discussion. Mighty Ducks 2.
Mighty Ducks 2, D2, the Mighty
Now,
Ducks.
before we even get into the movie, I need to ask you, so do you think when Disney's like, you know what, we need a sequel, and they're just spitballing titles, they're like, I really want to call it the Mighty Ducks, but the Mighty Ducks 2 doesn't sound catching enough. But you know what was a good movie that made a lot of money? T2. Terminator 2. You think we should just call it D2? Because I really want to keep the Mighty Ducks, so we'll just call it
you
D2
gotta,
the
like,
Mighty Ducks.
Other like without having it called the Mighty Ducks at the end of it, not a single person would know what D2 was. It's just not a single one. It would just
like,
be D2,
Yeah.
the streets.
Yeah. The Mighty Ducks 2 is just too wordy.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you go D2 the Mighty Ducks, then you got something. Because if you think
Then-
about it, it's 3 movies with the same title.
Oh yeah,
So it's
'Cause,
Mighty
yeah.
Ducks, D2 the Mighty Ducks, D3 the Mighty Ducks.
and once you know what it is, you don't have to say D2 the Mighty Ducks. You can just say D2, in conversation, and you'll know what the other people will know what you're talking about. So it's just to get it started, to like establish that D2 means the second Mighty Ducks movie, and then
Yeah.
after that you can just call it D2.
Like, looking at the poster here, and it's D2 the Mighty Ducks are back. Like, if they did that, okay. Even the Mighty Ducks are back for a sequel title. Like,
What,
it's
you're
lazy.
gonna just skip over the puck stops here? how are you gonna disrespect the poster like that? I don't really understand.
And additionally, they're blowing bubbles, they're chewing gum, blowing bubbles.
Also,
And a
the other
face-off.
team is Trinidad and not Iceland. What? How does that make sense? You know who we should put on the poster while we're just calling it D2 the Mighty Ducks?
Yeah, not the main villain.
Instead of putting the main rivals team, we'll put the first team that they play against, and then never ever once see again. That makes sense.
Yeah,
because the puck stops here. Just incredible.
Okay. Just because we got a screen shared. We got to see this poster.
It's
for our viewing masses.
Yes. Audio listeners, sorry. You'll have to pull over in your cars, Google the image.
Oh, that is too small. But why not?
Why not?
There it is.
Oh yeah, that's way too small.
There it is.
There we go.
400.
Like, it's see that this movie just wouldn't happen in the times that we are in. You can't have bubblegum bubbles touching each other like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is pre-COVID. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look at the Trinidad.
This is pre a lot of things.
The Trinidad and Tobago jerseys, like acid wash, tie dye.
Also, like the coach, just everything about that team screams like, wait, when did Cool Runnings come out?
92? 90? I want to say 92. I could very well be wrong.
1993.
Ah, I was wrong both. It was in the middle.
And then, yeah, D2 is 94. So they're like, oh, we've got a hit here. After this.
You know, it's a good movie. Also by Disney. Cool Runnings. We gotta capitalize on that.
That's right. That's actually exactly what they did.
And I don't. Do they even wear those those eggplant helmets in the movie?
No,
Are they're white?
They're white. Yeah. So
all kinds of wrong here.
The poster is a lie.
The Mighty Ducks are back. Emilio Estevez.
And also, this poster makes it seem like the title is D2, The Mighty Ducks Are Back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And so it just none of this poster makes sense. It's all just terrible.
Or
absolutely terrible.
So when we left Gordon Bombay, he was, leaving to pursue other opportunities in the minor leagues, as you do. And then don't worry, guys, I'm gonna try this out, but I'll be back next year.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the announcer during that initial sequence says that he's 28 years old in this movie. Literally looks like he's 40 something, but that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna say that he's 28 years old. Which meant the year before that, when he was coaching, he was
27. Math checks out.
Which meant that he hadn't really, because we're led to believe that after the heartbreaking loss, in the first movie when he was 10, that he just didn't play hockey again.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
He didn't just let himself down. He let the whole team.
Let the whole team down and just quit hockey.
Yeah.
Although in this movie, we also know that he worked at the skate sharpening place for a while, presumably after.
What you wouldn't do
if you were like, hockey, I'm done with it. I don't want anything to do with this. But let me go work at a place where hockey players are going to come and get their skate sharpened and sell sticks and all this kind of stuff. So there's that portion of it. But also means that he didn't play hockey for 17 years ish.
Yep.
Right? From 10 to 27, he was just anti-hockey, just never, I'm not doing this anymore. But still retains so much skill that he can make it in the minors.
Yeah. Well, you do remember in the first movie, Hans gives him that, 9.5 skates and, tells him to wear thick socks, and he goes for a little skate in a pond. So that must have just brought everything back.
Yeah, that's true. That first skate, once you hit the ice, it all just comes flooding back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I'm like, all right, so he's not 28 years old. Because I mean, in our last podcast, we were trying to figure out how old he was, and we were thinking, mid-30s.
Yeah.
It's a good time to try out your minor hockey career.
Yeah.
But he's 28. He's kicking ass in the minor leagues.
Yeah, they say something like he's got 100 goals or something.
Yeah, he's on his way. Like, he is literally on his way to the
lit it up. Wayne Gretzky, who?
Yeah, all he has to do is survive this game. Yeah, and he has got the NHL on lockdown.
Yeah, there's that guy. I don't think we even get his name. That's just gunning for him during that that scout, heavily scouted game.
Yeah.
Once this game's over, boom, they're calling him up to the North
Exactly. Star. That's it. We've seen what you can do, and we want you, but you need to finish this game first.
I just like the part he goes to check him. This is the guy on the opposite team, misses, and he's just beyond pissed. He's smashing his stick against the boards.
Yeah.
And then Bombay goes and scores, and he's taunting him and all that crap. But the best part, though, is when he's pinned against the boards and this guy's, comes charging in. The amount of time that Bombay has to see him, react knowing that he's gonna hit him.
Try to brace himself.
Yeah, just oh no, and then gets drilled, and then on the ice he goes, and turns out he blows out his knee.
Right.
And,
Yeah, as you do when you're 27 years or 28 years old. Just 28 years old, hasn't played hockey in 10 years, 15 years or whatever. Clearly has bad knees from all that physical, exercise he's been doing. So yeah, and you never really know, when you get hit and stuff like that, but it didn't seem like he hit him at the knees. Like it seemed like it was an upper body check.
Yeah, well, especially considering the size of Gordon Bombay, he's like 5'4".
Yeah,
He wouldn't hit his knees at all.
So unless he got hit and like while Bombay was trying to brace himself, he like twisted his own knee and got it in the way or something like that. It didn't seem like anything about that hit would have caused that big of an injury. But because story.
Yeah. I love it too, like he like just when like after that he's out and then we just fade to he's back in Minnesota.
Yeah. He's like, well, I have nothing.
Rain, it's just piss pouring rain. He's just, got his hat pulled down. Like he's like just some washed up bum of like he did nothing.
Yeah.
Like he's going home where like the Ducks just won the championship. It'd be a hero's welcome.
And honestly, like how long was he gone for? Like 3 months max.
But it seems like he's gone forever.
Exactly. It seems like he was gone for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Unless everyone's like, we forgot about you because whatever. But yeah, so then he comes back and
right back to the skate shop.
Well, no, before that, we don't even get Jan. We get his brother Hans picking him up.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you
just random change.
Yeah, and just like a throwaway line that he went back to the old country.
We all know that it was not written that way.
No.
Buddy wasn't available.
That's it. He's like, all right, we got to get some other old guy that looks like him and just be like, yep, that's my brother who I've never talked about. But
and they both know Gordon very well.
Very well, like extremely well. So clearly they must have co-owned the skate shop.
Yeah.
Right. But in the first movie, Jan is just nowhere to be seen. It's Hans all the way. It's my skate shop. Yeah. I do all the tricks. And he has all the same tricks, right? Like he does the same stuff with Charlie. Like he does his
because Charlie. We know Charlie's been working in the skate shop.
Exactly.
Doing the Bombay.
Yeah, the Bombay grind.
Yeah. on the grinder.
On the grinder, exactly. So Bombay comes back to a rainy Minnesota, goes back to the skate shop because he has nowhere else to stay.
Apparently. Moth.
Yeah, right. Yes. All right. And then the next morning, Charlie comes into work, maybe, or just comes in, and all of a sudden, Bombay's like, "Yo, Charlie, let's get the Ducks together. Let's play."
Yeah. Also, no. Hey, how's your mom?
Yeah, nothing like that. Hey, I know that we talked about just dating.
Wait, I think
no, they do. They do a throwaway line where
she got like remarried or something.
Yeah,
or is that the third one? Yeah,
is not to Bombay.
I do know at one point that she's
it's this one. No, it's this one. Where they say that it's ever since his mom remarried, he's been spending a lot of time here.
Oh yeah.
It's all this right. So within, we're gonna say like 6 months maximum, right? Like between 3 to 6 months is how long Bombay's been gone.
Okay.
We're going to say that before he left, him and Charlie's mom were at least beginning their relationship, starting something.
Right.
Within 6 months, they broke up.
See ya,
She
bitch.
found someone else and
Got
got
married.
married.
Well, he
But
dodged
hey,
a bullet there.
a lot of men find her attractive. So
Yeah.
I mean
And we got
that also means that Charlie like dropped Bombay quick too. Was
oh
just
yeah.
like, oh, yeah, that like he spent the whole first movie trying to hook them up together. You think that he would just be like, oh yeah, whatever, like get married? He would be like, yo, Gordon, you got to come back. She is
Stop the
seeing
wedding.
this guy, and it's
Yeah.
not looking good for you.
Things are getting serious.
Yeah,
She has fallen hard for this dude.
who we never
So
hear about.
yeah. And so they get the ducks back together. So the annual roller skating scene.
Yeah, of course, it's necessary.
Yeah.
So then, so we get Charlie. He picks up Terry, I think.
No, Jesse.
Jesse,
Yeah. Terry's gone.
gone. Yeah, Jesse's the only one that's there.
Tammy and Tommy Duncan are gone.
Yep.
Peter's
And
gone.
Peter, thank God. Him and his leather hat, leather jacket wearing ass out of here.
So we got Charlie, Fulton, Goldberg, Averman, Jesse, Cake Eater, Adam Banks, Connie and Guy, who are now I guess an item
together but have never kissed.
But he's trying.
He's trying. He was so close.
He's trying to get his game going. So they
not a good game.
They all get back together, and then that's when Buddy, that cereal guy or sporting goods.
Yeah, Tibbles
is got an offer to have these kids play in not Olympics or anything, but the Goodwill Games.
The World Goodwill Games. And then I love the scene where they're like, the team will be made up of this random minor league or not minor league, Pee-wee hockey team. Also, we're gonna sprinkle in 4 or 5 randoms from across the country. Just because we need the diversity, I guess. So yeah, we have the regular Ducks. Oh, and Goldberg. We have the regular Ducks, and then we have the new additions. Julie the Cat, goalie, who Bombay immediately dismisses because it's like we already have goalie.
Forgot the very very important line that through the recruiting process.
Yeah,
the Quack Attack is back.
The Quack Attack is back. That's right, Jack. The Quack Attack is back, Jack. Yeah, don't.
You can't gloss over that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So then we get So we get this team together. They're bringing the new guys. We have Luis Mendoza,
of course,
from Miami. Because of course, the name like Luis Mendoza, he's got to be from Miami, and they play hockey in Miami. Clearly,
that's right.
He's the fastest skater in youth hockey. Just does not have the ability to stop.
Yeah. So all of these like new players are amazing at one thing, but then have like one kind of fatal flaw. Right. So
yes, it's called stereotypes of their location.
Yeah. So Mendoza, and
then he's like a Latin heartthrob.
Of course, fastest skater in the world, doesn't know how to stop.
Yeah. And not even in the West, from the East Coast.
Then we get
Dwayne Robinson.
Dwayne Robinson
from Texas.
Amazing puck handler, just the best that Tibbles has ever seen.
Yeah.
Not even for his age. Had to make sure
in the world.
But he's a bit of a showboat. Okay. Yeah. Not bad.
We got woo Kenny Woo.
Yep. The
figure Olympian. You have to have figure skaters on the team.
Yeah. Well, because we lost
Tammy and
Tommy. So we got Woo, who Tibbles convinced. So he's an Olympic medalist or just an Olympian?
Just says Olympic figure skater.
Who Tibbles was like, there's no future in that. Come play hockey.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
We got Julie the cat, goalie, but her flaw is that she's a girl, I guess. Like that's it.
True story. When they said that she's from Bangor, Maine, I thought that was some foreign country.
Classic.
Not knowing U.S. geography and not knowing Maine was a state. Just Bangor. I'm like, oh, okay. But she doesn't look like she's from
Bangalore. Yeah. And
then we have
to round it off, we have Portman.
The edge, like what Peter should have been.
Yes, it's Peter in 12 years.
Yeah,
on
roids.
Oh yeah, again another Pee-wee-ish player who looks like he's actually 27, like how old Gordon's supposed to be. And then I also like this. Also, it doesn't really bug me. Like I get it, but the way that Fulton turns from like hard slap shot goal scorer to goon, like they're all right,
not even enforcer. He's definitely turns into the goon here.
The goon, yeah, like they're like, oh, they're the Bash Brothers. Okay, but he wasn't really a Bash Brother in the first. Like that wasn't his role. Not even a role, but like that wasn't his. I don't know. Style of hockey, I guess. Like his style was get on the ice, hang out at the blue line, and take a shot. That's it.
1 out of 5. So take 5.
Yeah, shots. one of 5. Although in this movie, it's like he's
night and day. Yeah,
yeah, spot on. Every shot he takes it's a good time, except for the one that he rails off the post and hits Tibbles.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so those are the 5 new recruits.
So they have their practice. We see everyone not getting along as the Ducks are the Ducks. They won that one Pee-wee championship in their district.
Yeah. So that's another second place banner for for Coach Riley, unfortunately.
You think he just kissed the end of a shotgun after that movie? He's just
100%. He's like, that's it. He's like, we were 1 year away from getting that other one off, and now we got to wait a whole other 17 years.
Yeah, I don't got much time left on this earth to wait that one out.
So yeah, first hockey practice. They're not, the Ducks are the Ducks, and the other guys are the outsiders, and everyone just hates each other. And Charlie, who should be the guy who like brings everyone together, isn't. He's like hard on we're the Ducks, and that's it.
The Ducks.
If we're not the Ducks, we're not anything.
That's right. Even though they're Team USA here, they're not even supposed to be the Ducks.
Yeah. And of course he comes up, well, can't we be the Team USA Ducks? No. Like that's not how it works, Charlie.
Yeah, have you not seen Trinidad and Tobago's jerseys? There's no more room to put a logo on there.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's all Hendrix sponsored Team USA. The red, white, and the blue with very little white, very just more red and blue.
Yep. And Charlie, it's just business, so don't worry about it. Just play hockey.
You got sponsors, man. You don't have Ducksworth anymore.
Yeah,
you got Hendrix Sporting Goods.
Exactly. And then what? We go to Florida at this point.
No, it's all in LA.
It's all in LA.
Yeah, so they do their practice. The team against, they're not gelling.
Yeah,
they still end up like cruising in their first game
against Trinidad and Tobago. the star of the poster. They just destroy them like 16-0 or something.
Yeah.
And then after that we get. This is when we meet. What's his name there? What is his name?
The coach of the Iceland team?
Yeah. Wolf,
yeah.
Wolf. And then his little trainer girl there, Maria. uh,
Yeah, the wolf, the dentist, Stanson.
oh yeah, because he collected more teeth than goals. That was their reasoning. Amazing. So this guy spends 1 year in the NHL,
Yeah, and I think
and then is, I guess, suspended out or
yeah. So his backstory is he has a reputation back in the NHL that got him dishonorably ejected from the organization because of his behavior and attitude. So he's just cruising for bruising, or bruising.
bruising. Yeah,
Yeah, not
other
bruising.
people.
Yeah, the dentist.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's him.
And
And then we know, so they're the rivals, which ironically were in the exact same uniforms as the Hawks.
I was just gonna say it's the classic good guys in white ish and bad guys in black. But so we find out that this tournament's a double elimination tournament. So just can't lose twice, and that's fine.
Yeah, then they get clobbered by the Iceland team.
So yeah, they just get dummied, and Bombay goes off on them. This was.
Oh wait, before we even get to that point, we have to establish how corporate he becomes too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All up in Hendricks' business. He's wearing suits now behind the bench.
That haircut,
back.
Yeah. He's meeting all these like sports stars, trying to pawn Air Gordon loafers for kids who want to coach, because he thinks that is a huge untapped market. That Nike could really, really get into.
Yeah. So yeah,
Air Bombay loafer.
It's $1 million idea.
Yeah. No. Is it? Who's the? It's it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's like, yeah, I don't know if that's a real real thing.
Just you might want to just keep focused on coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the celebrity is distracting him, but the team's winning. They take out Trinidad, they take out Italy. The Bash Brothers is,
the name comes out. They're coined.
Their popularity is growing. Julie wants to play, although Goldberg's on a hot streak, winning 2 games.
2 games and against like nobody.
Trinidad and Italy. Then comes the first matchup against the Iceland team, which they get decimated 12-1.
Yeah.
And then that's when he loses it on the kids.
And then again, okay, so is this is the same sort of thing that happens in the first one, right? That game happens after the Bash Brothers see Gordon out with Maria, right? Or is that?
I think that's a
little later. I thought it was before. Like they see that happen.
We have the.
No. I remember the dispute at the end of that one was that the other coach actually scouted the Ducks, knew their moves, and that was that was a thing. Actually, I think it was both, because they can only lose twice anyway, and this is the only time that they really have a chance to.
And Hendricks is gonna drop them because they don't have time for losers.
Yeah,
story.
You lose once, you only have one more shot. So yeah, it's both of those things. He comes in,
which is obvious because it's a double elimination tournament. So them giving him one more chance, like, it's just par for the course.
Yeah,
because they have one more chance.
Exactly. So yeah, he comes into the room and says it's a disgrace, blah blah blah, and the other team is like, oh hey, or not the other team. The team's like, well, their coach scouted us and knew exactly all our moves and stuff. Like you didn't give us anything on how to beat them. And then
and then he also does that. After that, he does the whole like the hardcore fucking training.
Yeah, like get back on the ice. We're not done
Yeah, like a
practice.
miracle.
Um,
Like to the Team USA and the '80 Olympics.
yeah. And then he comes in the next day, and they have a tutor now
Yeah, which they have
for
no interest in
schooling.
doing because they want to play hockey.
Yeah, uh, but
Shell McKay.
she's the voice of reason, we'll say,
Yeah,
and she gives
because
them the
after
next day off
cancels
because
the practice and Bombay loses it.
yeah, they just need to relax. Is this when?
Put your ego aside and
Yeah, and I think this is when Jan comes to visit and says,
reminds him of shit. Like
yeah, reminds him of like who's like he's like, oh, who's that guy with the greasy hair that I was watching?
Yeah.
And from that point on, Bombay goes back to his regular haircut,
Yeah.
not the slick back one, and that's
And also at the same time too. That's when they encounter Russ.
oh my god, yes. Okay, that's true. So in all three games that they've played so far, so against Trinidad, Italy, and
Keenan
Iceland,
Thompson is just giving
he's
him
in the crowd. How he gets tickets to this, we don't really know. It's just him always, so never anyone else. He is American.
Yep.
And yet he is constantly making fun of the American team.
Yep.
Which is just, it seems very un-American from what I've seen in movies and TV and real life. Just like it does seem like in the movies and in TV shows, like Americans are they're pro USA about everything. So why would this guy?
But they're winning. That's the funny thing too. It's like they're crushing the other teams.
Yeah, and
they're getting the spinning newspaper headlines of Team USA dominates.
Exactly,
and he's just razzing them from the crowd.
But then he comes in and is making fun of the team,
mainly Jesse.
Because he's just so easy to like. It's so easy to get under Jesse's skin. But then he's like, "Oh, you got like you want to play against? I don't know, like you want to play some real street ball?" And they would be like, "No, we're playing ice hockey, not street ball." But the whole team takes the bait, and instead of getting a lesson from Gordon Bombay, they get a lesson from these like random group of kids playing street ball, rollerblades, and
and they're supposed to be like a South Central, like LA street hockey team or something.
Yeah, like they're it doesn't make sense. How are all of these kids extremely better than everyone on Team USA, but none of them make the team?
And like the part I love about that scene, which is just dumbfounding to me, is like they take the shot, it goes off the garbage can, flies over the fence, hits the car, smashes the windshield completely.
Exactly.
And everybody's like, "Oh shit!" Like I was like, "Don't worry about it. Happens all the time." The guy comes out with his duffel bag, grabs the puck,
throws it back.
And
he's like, "Oh, you kids,
you rascals!"
Yeah, it happens all the time. Like maybe stop parking there, but also like, what do you mean this happens all the time? Like, how are you kids still allowed to play here?
It just continues the theme of nobody gives a shit about their car windows. Like in the first.
That's right.
It must be a Ducksworth paywall.
Does that happen in the third one at all? I wonder. Probably. No, there's just no. I don't think there's any car windows in the third one. But yeah, so in that scene, all of the or not all, but a bunch of the guys on the Ducks learn some valuable lessons.
Kenny learns how to fight.
Yeah, Charlie learns to just have some water and get back on there. It doesn't matter how tired you are. Sure. Mendoza does not learn how to stop.
stick.
That's it. I think it's just those two. Those two, and then we learn
glove, shirt.
Yeah, and then we learn that
knuckle puck,
which is a big thing in this.
Yeah,
it's probably one of our. I want to say one of our favorite scenes in the entire franchise.
Yeah,
at least the thing leading up to it.
That's an episode in itself.
Yeah. But so all this happens. Oh, and in the Iceland game, we know that Banks is the best player, but he gets slashed in the arm.
Yeah,
in the wrist.
Yeah, so they lose 12-1 to Iceland. The only goal scored by Adam Banks, who, as any smart person would do, would score a goal and then extend his arm out by placing the stick on the net for the Iceland guy. Just tomahawk chop it.
And that guy gets 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And then he goes, well worth it. 2 minutes, well worth it. Again, so Adam Banks.
Any intent to injure is a 2-minute roughing.
Yeah, that's right.
Or slashing in this case.
So Adam Banks gets injured again for the second time in 2 movies.
Yeah. Which then he continues to play.
He plays
all those other games.
He plays, and for some reason, Bombay has no idea that his wrist is taped up or anything until the end of the next.
It's barely even wrapped. Like
there's nothing.
The lightest tension bandage.
No, like he literally could have used Band-Aids to wrap it.
Yeah,
he's got the smallest tensor bandage like on it. Probably doesn't do much.
Just hold the stick out. Okay.
Yeah.
Rotate it. And he can't do it. But again, he's somehow still playing, still scoring.
Yeah. He's the leading scorer. He's the best player on the team still. But he can't rotate his stick. So he's out. And this is when Charlie comes in being like, fuck the rules.
Yeah.
I got a guy.
I know we only have one black guy on the team, and last movie we had 2.
So we gotta fill that spot. But again, just like in Mighty Ducks 1, they're apparently allowed to just recruit people halfway through the season.
I would think in like a tournament like this, like all that has to be established.
Exactly.
But not in the movies.
Not in this universe. So Knuckle Puck gets on the team.
Comes in.
We get to see the Knuckle Puck in action. It works. So that's good.
Yeah, they beat Russia.
And then I think Wayne Gretzky comes to see them.
That's right.
It's a good time, even though you would think that he would go and see Team Canada.
Which we know exists in this Goodwill Games.
Yeah.
We see them in one of the spinning newspapers.
But they're not the team to beat.
No.
So instead of
Powerhouse Iceland.
What's that?
Powerhouse Iceland in USA.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, so that happens. Now we're into a game. Which game are we in?
After they beat Russia, it's the rematch for the finals.
The finals.
But then we have more like hijinks of like them on Rodeo Drive.
Oh yeah, and
then we gotta laugh at what's his face?
Goldberg.
The Texan. No,
with the shaving cream.
Oh yeah, they have those hijinks, but it's what's the Cowboy's name again?
Dwayne.
Oh yeah, Dwayne. Thinking it's Rodeo Drive.
Oh yeah. I can see it right there. It's Rodeo.
And then they go to that like fashion shop and they're drinking orange juice and having the women model clothes.
Yeah. And then Goldberg says the weirdest line since Charlie says that his mom's attractive. It's like, I think my mom's looking for bikinis. No, don't ever buy your mom a bikini.
Or
don't. Just don't. But yeah, it's all hijinks, and then it's game time, and then I love this part. I love this part. So just before the game starts, Adam Banks comes in, just running into the door, And it's like, check it out, I can twist my arm.
I woke up and the pain was gone.
Oh, amazing.
You waited all day to tell us?
Yeah.
Did you just wake up 25 minutes ago?
And then
They're
so
all rooming together, so they all should have left together.
you'd think
Benched
so.
or not.
And also, like, even if he's injured, he should be in the like dressing room with them. Maybe not with, but like he would be in the area. But then what's Knucklepuck's name? Russell?
Russ, yeah.
Russ?
So that's what they say to Banksy, like, I'm all good to go. It's like, oh, sorry, man, like someone else has your spot.
Yeah, which also is like, I know you're the best player on the team, but rules are rules. I can't change this, even though we definitely changed it to just get Russ on the team. But I don't know, my hands are tied.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So then, so Russ is about to step down when Charlie, the hero, steps
Captain
up
Duck.
and says, "No, take my spot." Not a single person on the team.
Which is the exact opposite, right? When Banksy got hurt and they said he got to bench you, everyone's losing their mind. Like, no, you can't do it, even though he's hurt. But Charlie, yep, that's fine.
Not a single person argues for Charlie. Even Banks is like, thanks. Like, no, like, oh man, no, you don't have to do that. No, I want to, blah, blah, blah. He just says, I'm a better coach than a player. Well, which is like completely contradicted in the third movie when he's like the star of the team, apparently.
He's
the captain. He's the
whole role.
Yeah. But yeah, so then
because all he did was just say, I know this guy who apparently can shoot a puck like Fulton did in the last movie. I think you should join the team. Yeah, I mean, that makes you a good coach.
that makes you a great coach.
Yeah.
So then we get the game.
Yeah, and
it's what we expect, right?
Iceland's crushing them, just physically manhandling them. Bash Brothers are fighting. Kenny Woo's fighting.
And it's like, again, 2 minutes well worth it. We get that line again, which is fantastic.
And the thing, like the whole thing's a joke. They're getting their ass handed to him by Iceland.
Yeah.
But like Dean's, fighting, and then he's stripping down.
Yeah.
The crowd's going nuts, and like they're showing like the crowd,
the women, like
the child,
he's 16 or less. Like
we don't know.
Yeah, we're meant to assume that they are like 12 at this point, right? Because we said last year they were around 10 or 11 Pee-wee, and it's a year later, so they're 12 years old.
And
like,
Dean Portman,
no fucking way that Portman's 12 or 13. Like,
yeah, because he's shredded.
Yeah. And
he's from Chicago, so
yeah, that's true.
Gotta stay fit.
Oh yeah, and then this is where we get the motivational. So second period, they're down by a bunch, right? It's like 4-1 or something, 5-1, whatever it is.
Yeah, then all this pandemonium happens, and
third period, or in between the second and third period, we get a motivational speech from Jan, and just about how it doesn't matter where you're from, we're all part of the same team. Team US. Oh wait, no, not Team USA. We're gonna just go back to the team. We're gonna be the USA Ducks. Charlie
Ducks flock together.
Yeah, Charlie gets his way, and then we hear the line, the announcers. Oh, I can't see anything in the rule book that says they can't change their jersey.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a nice throwaway line for.
The best part in front is like, wait, no, that looks like Team USA, but it's the Ducks, the moniker of the old Bombay team.
Yeah,
after the Team USA Ducks.
And then,
to fill the gap in for everybody.
Everyone's just on board 100%.
Everyone's just like they're quacking now, so let's all quack.
Yeah. And then they run their gimmicky plays and they win.
Yeah.
But the last
that we have they finish tied and they go to a shootout. Reminiscent of the first movie.
Right.
But...
no, but to get tied is the scene. best scene in the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, so they're down by 1. It's late in the game.
They've got
They call a timeout. They bring everybody in. Goldberg too.
Everyone, Goldberg too.
Yeah.
And so they've tried the knuckle puck with Russ, but
he's trying to get the puck, but he keeps getting leveled.
Well, he keeps getting. Well, he needs to announce that he has to stop, set it up, announce that he's going to shoot it, and then shoot it. And the Iceland coach has
knuckle puck time.
Yeah. So the Iceland coach has seen it and has told his team, "Hey, before he gets to shoot it, just move the puck out of the way." That's the scouting report on Russ.
Right, because as we know, when that happens and he falls down to the ice, as one does when they miss the puck.
Yeah, and he goes, "Oh man,
everybody, I missed. Oh no, I messed up.
I messed up. He done messed up." But so now in this timeout, which we'll say is 30 seconds, a minute. I
think it's a minute.
A minute at the most.
Yeah,
they pull it in and they
ask, we have a 30-second timeout or a minute timeout.
Yeah,
we have a minute.
A minute. So then they come and they draw out this final play, and this is it. This is their last chance to tie the game up.
Yep. Do or die right here.
Do or die. Goldberg, the goalie, comes in because he needs to be part of this play.
Yep.
And and then we find out that in that minute on the ice, Goldberg and Russ were able to change equipment,
uniforms,
or maybe not even they were able to change, but at least that Goldberg was able to give Russ his equipment and jersey and everything like that.
Yeah, I'll tell you an observation after this.
And then so the Ducks get the puck, they skate back into their own end, give the puck to Goldberg.
Yeah, they break out. The goalie's coming with them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Pass
it back to him, and then just because we learned before that Russ has to do all these 4 steps in order of getting it set up, saying it, all that kind of stuff before he can shoot it. And we know that that timing has been his downfall against Iceland. So what does he do in this one? He skates out, takes off his mask, then he has to get a stick. Yes, gloves or the trapper and everything are off.
Politely says thanks. That's the best part. He politely says thanks when he's handed the stick.
Exactly. Sets up and then further. Does he say it? He does, right? He still sets it up and says it's knuckle puck time.
I'm pretty sure he says it's knuckle puck time, yeah.
So he's done even more steps than before, and Iceland has had
to which Gunnar has to, not Gunnar, Wolf has to yell, the goalie.
Goalie! So good.
Up until that point, they're dumbfounded at where the hell the puck is.
Yeah. So in this case, it appears that
the play too. Pass it back to Goldberg.
Yeah.
And then that's not Goldberg.
Not Goldberg. So the classic trick play, and so a knuckle puck from behind his own blue line.
I think at most it's center ice.
Center, yeah. But I'm pretty sure it's in their defensive zone.
Yeah, it's not.
Makes it all the way. Makes it past the goalie. They score, ties the game up. We're going to a shootout, baby. No overtime, just straight shootout.
We do have to note that he says too that it's not very accurate.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say.
To take at least a shot from the midway point of the ice to get it in
requires
requires skill, but he admits that his knuckle puck is not very accurate, but it's effective.
It drives the goalie crazy, which I mean, it's just like a knuckleball in baseball. It's you never really know where it's going, but when it works really well because you don't know where it's going. How can the other team know where it's going?
I do also like the creative camera shots too of the puck as they're shooting.
Yeah. The classic up and down following the puck. But they score. We're going into overtime.
Yeah.
Goldberg is making some saves. The other team's goalie making some saves. They're scoring. All's
Yeah,
good.
I think yeah, Banksy scores, Hull scores. Um,
Dwayne
Dwayne does
gets
like a little like batting on the stick.
yeah.
That's stopped. So you basically
Goldberg's
yeah,
yeah.
it gets down to Gunnar, the star of the Iceland team, which is
Who for
when
some reason is shooting last.
right
Right.
when yeah, Bombay finally makes his switch to Julie the Cat.
Bombay knows this guy's trick. And what is it? It's a triple deke, of course.
One
Um,
side
and then glove side. And apparently
because
glove side
he's fancy.
if you glove
Yeah.
side it makes you cocky.
Yeah.
But
What if you go
Julie
stick? No, this guy's too fancy.
too
He'll go
fancy.
glove.
Julie the Cat, fastest glove
Bangor,
in
Maine.
all of Bangalore, Maine. So Gunner comes in. She has to count the deeks. Okay, there's one. That's two, three, and then he shoots the puck. The ref standing right there.
The crowd
The crowd
silent.
is just they're holding their breath. They have
This
no
is the
idea what's happening.
one time throughout every game that they've ever watched, a goal judge is not present. He's probably off getting a hot dog or something.
Yeah, of course. Well, he's like, oh, it's Gunner. It's probably not a big deal.
Just press that button for me when
when it goes in, just hit the button.
So yeah, Hutch falls over the crowd.
Yeah, goal horn doesn't go off. Referee doesn't signal anything.
They're all just staring,
and then they're like, "Well, where is it?" Julie drops it. Crowd goes wild, and the USA Ducks have a world championship under their belt,
and we have
a goodwill world championship at least.
So we end with two of the best lines. Gunner goes back to the bench, and Wolf says to him, "You lost it for me." And what does Gunner say?
You lost it for yourself.
Ben, let's go shake their hands.
Yeah. It's very, very reminiscent of the first one with like, what did you do? Yeah. My job.
Everybody's just channeling Dolph Lundgren from Rocky IV.
Yeah.
And then they do the celebratory or the ritualistic shaking of the hands. Gunner comes up to Charlie and good work, Captain Duck.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gunner. Because he did nothing.
And then on the bench. They skate around the ice. And that's it, right? That's the movie.
We are the champions. Now there's two things we glossed. That's it. They are back in Minnesota at a campfire singing "We Are the Champions."
Yes.
Two things I mentioned. So during the whole hoopla, we have to mention that what the idiot on Iceland tries to take out Connie, right? And Dwayne sitting on the bench. I'm coming, Connie. I got you, Connie. Ropes him with a lasso, and we get the what I do believe. Yes, that's 2 minutes for roping.
Yeah. Not too many men on the ice or roughing or unnecessary like intent to injure, anything else. Nope. 2 minutes for roping.
I do believe that's 2 minutes for roping.
And I'm sure it was 2 minutes well worth it.
And then and that's when Gordon's like, this isn't a hockey game, it's a circus.
Yeah.
And we also had Louis through all these, like all the training montages and stuff. Can't stop. He's trying to stop, not hitting all those soda cans.
Can't stop, won't stop.
It's a breakaway. It's going, Mach 9. Finally stops, completely snow washes the goalie, and then just, I stopped.
And then they're like, shoot it, shut up and shoot it.
Oh, right.
They needed to do that. That was like Averman in the first one. It's like didn't see, or bet you didn't see that coming.
Quicksilver.
And then there is one scene that we miss, which is the last practice before the Iceland game.
The beach ball.
Yeah. So instead of having a practice against this team that just dummied you the last time, um, no, they're just gonna have fun. They're gonna
Yeah.
throw a beach ball around. You know, Tibbles is gonna learn how to skate, and it's just gonna be a good time.
No.
And then Team Iceland shows up. Nobody, not a single person on the ice notices that an entire hockey team has now stepped on the ice and skated to the red line. Not one person notices.
It's not even like they're poorly lit either. Like,
No, it's a hockey arena.
Yeah, they're all just lined up, 20-some people, and you cannot get that many people on ice at one time unless the back, like
the whole back, like the Zamboni door is open. And
it's like the ball goes right in front of them, and they're like what, 4 feet from them, and they look up.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. And then we get
Gunner. Was it? And Wolf picks the ball up with
like that's
awkward ball popping motion.
Yeah, like that is not intimidating at all. But and then we get a similar, again, another kind of similar scene from the first movie.
Right. But just another point to that too is he mentions that they have the ice now, so when these guys are coming because you have an hour of ice time.
Yeah.
So you would say it's 8:55. These guys got the thing at 9.
Yeah.
They're wrapping this up. But yeah, they were unknown.
Yeah. But then we get the talk about how that Bombay's, again, he's not a washed up, he's basically a never was.
Yeah.
And then Gordon comes back with, well, you're a disgrace to the sport or to the league, right, whatever it is. And then they have their little one-on-one hit the posts challenge.
Yep.
So it's it's just we're gonna assume it's just a pride thing, right? It's not for anything. It's not like
just bragging, right?
If I win, then I get to stay on the ice or whatever. So yeah, it's just for pride, for bragging rights. What I don't understand. So at the end, Bombay's about to win, right? He's got a clear shot to the net. And Wolf comes up,
busting the ball and stuff.
Yeah. Comes up from behind and just hard slash right to the knee. Everyone can see. No one on the US team challenges it at all. But also no one on the Iceland team. You'd think that even Gunner would have been like, oh
yeah, that's dirty.
That's not shot. That's got to be at least 2 minutes. But yeah, he's just on the ground. I think at that point Iceland's like, we don't even want the ice. Yeah, and they just leave. Yeah. And also you think that he would have to go to the hospital or something for that. No pads.
Took a shot in the knee, fully geared up, and ended his career or
ended. Yeah. But in this case, and this guy was aiming for the knee, full out, 2-hand slash right to it, and no padding or anything. Bombay drops to the ground or to the ice and is walking fine, whereas at the beginning of the movie he's got a cane and is just limping everywhere.
Well, it's raining, so the cold.
That's right. It's always hurts a little more when it's raining.
So yeah, that's one rank. Solid 2 of the 3.
I mean, as of right now, I still say the Mighty Ducks is my number 1, and then Mighty Ducks 2 is second on the list for me.
Solid sequel as much as for a series such as this.
Yeah. And they I feel like the jokes and all the stuff that they kept from the first one, that they repeated from the first one, were the right ones. You know,
Yeah,
it
it was a
was
little more slapsticky, obviously, with the additional jokey type characters like
yeah,
um,
Dwayne.
Dwayne Robinson with his rodeo antics and stuff.
But yeah, I mean, it was fine. I would, if I had the choice, I would definitely watch the first one over the second one. But I mean, I'm not going to say no to watching D2.
D2.
The Mighty Ducks are back. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah, it's surprisingly long. It's almost 2
It
hours.
is long. I was expecting another like hour and a half, like hour and 20, hour and 30-minute one, but it was like, I think it was like an hour 50 or something like that.
And it was Herb Brooks is what I was thinking of. The
Who's that?
coach of Team USA from the 1980s Miracle on Ice hockey team.
Oh yeah, yeah,
When they got their like ass handed to him, he kept making them run those drills until
yeah.
they said like they played for Team USA or whatever. So him doing that is like reminiscent of. But yeah, it's like it's one of those things, man. Like it's not good,
No.
but
Please.
it's good. Like I'll throw it on, but like these are bad movies, but they're entertaining flicks for what they were.
And I mean, I don't know about you, but like for me, it's a nostalgia play.
Yeah,
That
that's exactly
like, you know, if you haven't seen this movie, or if you hadn't seen this movie when you were, you know, 8 or 9 or 10 years old or something like that, and you were just watching it for the first time, you know, now in 2020, or even watching it for the first time 10 years ago,
yeah.
there is very few people who would think it was good. Even children would not think that it was great. Um, but you know, it's more like, for us, it's more. I mean, it's probably the same with other movies we've talked about, like The Sandlot and Rookie of the Year and stuff like that. Like, the movies themselves are probably not incredible, but the nostalgia factor is what makes them so good, or like continue to be good for us.
Some fun little notes here that was in the article that I pulled up. They said in this movie, 4 of the 5 goals scored by Team USA in the regulation of the championship game were not scored by original Ducks. Kenny Wu scored, Luis Mendoza scored, Adam Banks scored, and Russ Taylor.
Oh yeah. Well, Russ scored twice because he got 2 knuckle pucks.
Jesse scores in the shootout.
Yeah.
It's the only film of the entire franchise where Adam Banks isn't forced to choose between the team he plays for.
Right.
And after this is the funniest part. After the first game of the Goodwill Games, when USA beats Trinidad and has the newspaper, the article title is U.S. Downs Trinidad. However, if you read the article that's in that paper, it's about government hearings and proceedings.
That's always one of the best things I see on or on like the Everything Wrong With videos. Whenever there's a newspaper talking about it, it's like, yeah, they just repeated the same thing, or like, it says it happened on this day, but the newspaper's from this day. And it's like, that can't be a hard thing to make. You know,
Like
no one's really reading it in that short amount of time. But that also doesn't mean you get to be lazy and just put whatever you want in that text.
And there's also here, it can be interpreted that Adam Banks is the captain of Team USA.
Yep.
As the announcer refers to him as Captain Adam Banks during Team USA's first game against Iceland. He hands the flag to Charlie before the team's victory lap, and it is seen as the official moment that Charlie becomes captain. So it's like passing of the torch. I guess. And they actually shot that final game at Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim.
That's pretty neat, I guess.
So over the course of the multiple day shoot, less people were enthusiastic to come sit out and watch that get made. So towards the end, most of the crowd was cardboard cutouts.
Just like 2020.
And it all comes back to the
Yeah.
beginning.
Oh, did you see? I don't know if it was. I think it was either earlier today or yesterday or whatever. But
You know where you're going,
the fans,
Bernie.
the what?
Weekend at Bernie in the crowd. That one.
Oh yeah, okay, that too. No, but it was. You know how like all the teams have, or not all the teams, but the arenas have been putting up like things on the jumbotron, like today's attendance 0
Oh yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I guess last night or in one of like the earlier games today, there was one. It was like the announcer was like, "Oh, I want to say thanks to all the fans in the crowd and all that kind of stuff." And they pan out to one section where they had like 4 actual fans,
Yeah.
um, just like sitting on the seats. I thought that was good.
There's also one where they showed the big jumbotron, and at the end of the game, like thanks for coming, like drive safe, whatever. It's like thanks for coming, safe exit from the couch or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Make sure you get home safe from the couch.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like, good on them. Like it is what it is.
So good.
So that's Mighty Ducks 2. Or sorry, D2. The Mighty Ducks are back, Jack.
That's right.
Fond memories. But also, are they? No, they are. So that is this D2 Duckcast 2.
Electric Quackaloo.
The streets. Which is good. There was people.
There was some street ball.
It still amazes me now. Like total write off on that windshield. Whatever. Kids, little rascals, you rapscallions, smashing my windshield. You think it happens to that guy all the time, or all the cars in that radius of that South Central
Park
basketball court that they're using for? Well. That's open caller for this week. I'm Corey. He's Michelle. Thanks for watching and listening.